Hey, Michelle, is today's episode heavy lifting? What do you think?
No, not heavy lifting, but we are going to learn about heavy lifting. And we're going to be teaching you guys expressions, idioms, vocabulary words that can be used in the gym, but also out of the gym. Right, Lindsay?
Exactly, Michelle. Guys, the sign of a high level speaker is being able to take words that are used in one context and apply them to a non literal context. So, we're going to show you how to do that today with words about weight and lifting. I'm so excited, Michelle. What should our listeners do before we start the video?
Hit subscribe on your YouTube player so you never miss anything from All Ears English.
All right, let's get started.
Hey, Lindsay, how are you?
Hey there, Michelle. I'm doing awesome. Glad to be recording today. I'm heading home to the East Coast in a couple of days tomorrow. So I'm really excited to visit family. It's going to be great.
Great. Well, I am excited to have you closer by.
Yeah.
It's just good for my psyche. That's good. So, Lindsay, do you go to the gym?
Oh my gosh, these days no, because of the pandemic. Yes. But I was a big fan of Orange Theory, as I talked about on the podcast.
Oh right,
before.
Yeah. Orange, I forgot that was.
My gosh.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get back into it. I think in June I'm gonna go back and get an unlimited membership and start going because I need to get in shape. Oh my gosh. But you have been working out a lot.
Oh yeah, I've been working out, but like, I'm trying not. Like I'm at the place now where I could lose it. Like,
oh, no.
I'm doing it. I'm trying to make sure. What I don't want to happen is that I overdo it and then I just drop the whole thing. So in the beginning, I was doing a lot, like longer workouts, and now I've realized that that's not like really sustainable for my life.
Okay,
and maybe at some point it is, but I'm still doing it. But like I was doing, like 45 minutes and then something. And just with having a child at home and everything, I try and do something like 30 minutes, 5 or 6 days a week.
Okay, that's great. But what do you do to work out? Like, do you lift weights? What's your regimen?
I do lift some weights, but so I try and do that a few times a week, but I think I need heavier ones. And and then I like to dance. Cool. So I'll do like a YouTube cardio dance or something, or some of that like high intensity, core stuff. I find that a lot is getting stronger, but my core isn't. And I really need to focus on that more. So that's my next goal, my next thing to conquer.
That's funny. I think in the pandemic, people went one of two ways. I heard about a lot of people getting in good shape right when the pandemic started. And then they either continued to get in good shape or they got lazy. I got lazy. I got a little lazy. We got a dog, so I started walking probably more, but sprinting less. Like I don't sprint. I don't lift weights on my own. I have to be in a gym and I have to have someone yell at me and say, sprint, run. And I need social pressure. I need pressure. I need like an instructor saying, no, do 20 pounds, not 15 pounds. I just can't.
Yeah. I need that too. It's very hard for me to do at home stuff. It's certainly not as motivating. So hopefully at some point I'll start going into, I like, group classes and things like that. That's my favorite, but somehow I've just, I don't know. I've gotten to that point where if I don't do it, that's that amazing point where if you don't do it, you feel bad. So I'm there now.
That's great.
But I don't want to fall out of it. So many times, Lindsay, we've talked on this
I know.
show.
Yeah, it's been many years. Mm-hmm. Well, Michelle, you got to find a way to make it sustainable. It sounds like, right?
Yeah. So I feel like it's like make it work for your actual life, or if you overdo it, it's just you're just gonna drop the whole thing. So and I'm trying to be easy on myself. Like, oh, if I skip a day, okay, like it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, 20 minutes or 30 minutes of a good workout can be very effective. You don't need 45 minutes to an hour. I think it just depends on what you do. So go for it, Michelle. Report back to our listeners. Next month, we're going to ask you again.
Like, such a video, like an audio journal. You have listen back and be like, nope, you didn't do it, or
you have hundreds of thousands of listeners keeping tabs on your workout plans. So Michelle,
so many accountability partners. Anyway. Lindsay, we recently did an episode with the word weight. So that was 1575. Be a heavy hitter in English with these natural phrases. And you had said that one of your ideas was heavy lifting, which was such a great idea. And we didn't get to it that day. So we wanted to do some gym expressions or fitness expressions and words. And guys, so these are words and expressions that are inspired by the gym that you can use outside of the gym. So you might be able to use them in the gym. We'll talk about them. They're inside the gym, really. Except for one, but you can also use them outside, so they're good for both purposes. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah, and guys, this is how you connect, right? For a lot of our listeners, Michelle, they are at that level that they've hit that plateau, they're stuck, and this is actually how you would move to that advanced native like level, guys, is by using these words that literally they mean one thing, but you're actually using them in the more metaphorical sense. Okay, that's the token, the sign of a high level speaker. So this episode will be very valuable today. I love it.
Definitely. Okay, so you came up with heavy lifting. So tell us, what is heavy lifting?
Yeah, so this reminds me so much of when I was in graduate school and I had a professor, and I remember him saying, for some reason you remember moments oddly, and he said, he assigned this essay and he said, guys, this isn't heavy lifting, right? What he meant by that is that this is a low-hanging fruit. It's kind of the opposite of low-hanging fruit. Like you can do it easily, just get it done. It's not heavy lifting. I feel like this expression is used more often in the negative form. It's not heavy lifting rather than it is heavy lifting. I just hear it more often that way. You could let me know if you think the same thing, Michelle.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I hear it both ways. I mean, in my head, it's just kind of the tough stuff, like the work that, the work that isn't easy. I think that I hear it like this. It's used to say that you do more work than someone else. I mean, not always, but for example, I'm tired of having to do all the heavy lifting around here. Can you do the laundry this week?
That's interesting. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. Like you're saying you're getting the bulk of the work or the harder work to your partner.
Or like for a group project, if one member of the group is doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Did you feel like when you were in graduate school, did you do a lot of group work? Because that's very common in a lot of graduate programs.
Yeah, I did. But I was lucky. I didn't have any real negative experiences with group work, at least in grad school that I can remember. Everyone was pretty motivated. What about you?
That's awesome. No, it was like there were a few people who would kind of slack off. I mean, it's hard because when you're in graduate school, you're usually working often a full-time job and also going to graduate school. So it's different from college when everyone's just hanging out at the dorms and on the quad and frisbee and sports and things, so yeah.
Right. Okay, so this next one I love. This is Feel the Burn. Lindsay, talk to us about Feel the Burn.
Yeah, so Feel the Burn, this would be used more commonly, I think, in the gym, and we'll get into politics in a minute, but in the gym or you're exercising, you tell someone, come on, feel the burn, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of wall sits. Do you know what? Yeah, those are awful where you have to squat down and your butt's against the wall and you've got a 90-degree angle with your knee and your leg. Painful. You feel the burn in that moment, don't you?
Yeah. I'm also thinking of today. I did one of those things where it wasn't an exercise with weights, but it was arms where like you keep them up for a very long time. That is hard. That's really hard.
That's really hard.
What is it? That lactic acid?
Lactic acid. Yeah, for sure. Maybe I wonder if any of our listeners have tips for Michelle. Guys, if you have workout tips, let us know. We're always looking for those. But yeah, that's so painful. That is the worst because we're not necessarily used to using that part of our body, right?
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, and for Feel the Burn, for politics, that was Bernie Sanders' slogan, right? Feel the burn, because it was BERN, right? We're talking about Feel the Burn, BURN. So it was a joke on that.
Exactly. Or so they use those slogans. Or I also heard people say burning for Bernie, right? Burning for Bernie.
Exactly.
Guys, if you're not aware what we're talking about, Bernie Sanders was a candidate for the Democratic Party in the primaries. He and Joe Biden, of course, beat him to go on to be the candidate and then the president. But that's who we're talking about. A very liberal candidate, right, Michelle?
Yes. Yes. With a big personality.
With a big personality and strong views. So really good.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, but I do think it can be used outside the gym also, like just for something when something, for when something might be a little bit intense, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for example, I could say, I mean, I'm not gonna. It's not used all the time, but you might use it as a joke. You could say, like, Lindsay, what's something you could say?
Oh man, this new task the boss gave us is hard work. I feel the burn, or I'm feeling the burn, right? Yeah, you could say that, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't be wrong. I mean, we want to be creative with our language, right, guys? I mean, that's the key. So
exactly right. So sometimes you want to throw these in, even if it's not used all the time like that. If you throw it in, it's kind of like it's kind of fun, right? Oh, I feel the burn. Like this is a lot, right?
That's right. Exactly. I like the next one though, a sprint. I think a lot of our listeners who I know a lot of them are in software, they're in engineering, they will relate to this term in the professional world of a sprint. But let's talk about it in the physical sense, Michelle.
Right. So, I mean, with running, it's different from a regular run, right? Sprinting is when you run very fast for a short time, right, Lindsay?
Yeah. I joined a kickball league in Denver, and we had our first game on Friday. And I hadn't really, I hadn't sprinted. In baseball or kickball, you have to sprint to the bases, and I hadn't sprinted in quite a while. And I found myself sore until like Tuesday. From Friday to Tuesday, it was so pathetic. It was so pathetic.
You're gonna get there. See, that's awesome. But in outside of the gym or outside of with exercise running, it can be used to say you're going to do something quickly. So you could say something like, I'm going to sprint over there after work and pick up some juice, right?
Yes, exactly. That's the physical sense, describing your movements in the world. And then, like I said before, a sprint, like a software sprint or development sprint would be where you do an intense period of development of software in a short period of time, right? Maybe a week or two. You have all these features that you add to a product. That's a sprint. So
Exactly. So yeah, that one's very, very common, I think. Should we do one more or two more?
I think one more, Michelle. Let's pick the best one for our listeners and go for that.
All right. Flex your muscles.
Yes. Guys, by the way, we are on YouTube and showing you our muscles today. So you better go over there and check it out.
Oh, yeah. So
very impressive, Michelle.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you can't really tell, and you can't even tell if I were wearing something shorter, but working on it. So anyway, so flex your muscles is physically, to flex them, right? Or you can use it in another way to indicate to someone that you're confident, right? Or that you're good at what you do, so you're strong. I wish I had written it down, but I heard somebody saying that this is also just another slang just to say flex, right? I don't know. Okay. Maybe with the younger generation, but I'm not.
I don't know. What do you mean by flex? Like to say
like
flex?
Just to say, I don't know, just the word flex to like show off, like flex. Like maybe using it as like I'm gonna flex, or I don't know. This is so embarrassing.
I don't know. I don't know how they use it. Yeah, with the really young kids, 14, 15-year-olds, we don't know what they're saying these days. But that's okay. We've got the mainstream English speakers covered here. Gen X, Gen Y, millennials, all that good stuff. So flex, right? I mean, this idea, flex your muscles. Here's an example of when you're talking about your skills, not just like your physical muscles, but what you want to show off, right? I could say, I'm going to flex my muscles when it comes to entrepreneurship during this conversation because I know my stuff.
Nice.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah, I wrote that one for you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, and this speaks to the idea of if we know we have a skill in something, we should flex our muscles and show it off, especially as women, right? Because women tend often, not saying every woman does this, but it's commonly found in the research that we may downplay our skills. Whereas often men may upplay them or just overemphasize them beyond what they actually are. I mean, that's been proven multiple times in research. So we have to flex our muscles, Michelle, and show the world what we can do.
Definitely. I love it. So should we do a little role play?
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Role play. What is going on in this situation, Michelle?
Okay, so we are friends trying to get a table at a restaurant.
Oh, this is good. Okay, here we go. Okay, that table's opening up.
Okay, I'll do the heavy lifting and grab it.
You got to sprint. There are tons of other people.
Okay. Oh boy. I can feel the burn.
Just flex your muscles, Michelle. Show them who's boss. Hopefully we got the table. Yeah.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So here, what did we say? So you said, okay, I'll do the heavy lifting and grab it. So what does that mean? You'll do the heavy lifting. Are you going to grab the table?
Stuff. I'll do the hard work.
Meaning you will go over
I'll go
there?
get the table. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to run over there, make sure I get our stuff down, maybe put some plates there so no one takes the table.
Yeah, and I think we could do another episode on the word grab. That would be a really useful one because we use it so much.
Grab,
just in this case, right? It means to secure the table. It doesn't mean you're going to grab the table and pull it to you, right? You're going to secure the table and take ownership of the table. Let's do an episode on grab. That would be fantastic, guys.
I made a note of it. You could probably see me typing.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Make sure that you follow All Ears English wherever you listen: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Follow us to get that episode. Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. It'll be coming to you soon. So, all right. Yes. So you said heavy lifting. I said heavy lifting. And then you said you got to sprint, right? So you were basically saying you got to go quickly.
And then you said, okay. Oh boy, I feel the burn. So you're kind of saying I feel the competition and I also feel physically because I'm sprinting to the table, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you said, flex your muscles, Michelle, show them who's boss, which is a fun bonus. You can say, show them who's boss, right? But flex your muscles, you were saying just, go over there, be strong, be confident, show off, you got this.
Yeah, and this could also mean maybe you got into a debate with another group about who can get that table, who was there first. So I could also be saying to you, flex your muscles, use your powers of debate, or find a reason why you should take the table and do it. Just get it, be powerful, get the job done.
Definitely. I love it. Oh my gosh. This was fun, Lindsay. So what's the takeaway for today?
The takeaway, guys, is this is great when you can really talk about something that seems like it's physical, but you're actually talking about something non-physical. We're not really talking about going to the gym here, right? We're talking about competition, talking about your skills and getting work done. Okay, so that shows a high-level speaker. We want you guys to be able to reach that level. So use these words from today, right, Michelle?
Definitely. These are good ones. So come back and let us know in the comments, tell us your gym routine. What do? You have any fitness advice? Let us know. I'll be curious to hear it.
Yeah, Michelle will be waiting for the fitness advice. If anyone has any tips on how to create a sustainable fitness routine, Michelle is ready. All right, cool.
All right, Lindsay, this was fun.
Michelle, thanks for hanging out today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bye.